Nintendo is dropping bombshells on us today. First, we get a Kirby Air Riders Direct going up tomorrow, and it's 45 minutes. We're going to see gameplay, we're going to see all this glorious stuff. I'm super excited for that. And then all of a sudden, this news drops that there's a brand new Mario Kart World mode. I'm like, okay, this is probably some kind of a hoax, but that doesn't make sense because it's a TWD, other people have it, and it's a very specific code. Let me show you. So if you go onto online now, you press minus, you put in like 2387 or something like that, you then unlock this mode called Events. Has a Japanese name to it, and it's most likely something that they're testing out and didn't mean to publish, but it's weird because of the fact that like it's one specific date and time. And you know that it's something that they're planning on adding because it's not just a random placeholder icon, it's like a straight up icon. Like it actually looks fancier than some of the other icons, and it's wild. It paints a very interesting picture because right now we only have the regular options for setup. We've got like the versus race, the class, teams or not, items, all that stuff, whether it's connected tracks. But I think this could very easily be like how Mario Kart DS's mission mode is, except like more like Wii's, where it's like, oh, hey, this week we're putting up this random event where you do knockout, like a knockout tour, but it's completely different stages, or it's like completely backwards, you know, ways to test out new cup variants or that kind of stuff. And if they wanted to, they could add like extra modes to basically make a full-on mission mode, make it more custom. But this really does tell me that later down the road, they're probably going to add so many more options, because if not, why have this event thing here if it's not completely different from the other modes? Because right now, it 100% looks like a test. Now, from what I've seen, it has been said that you can do this mode right now. Yeah, you can practice until the event starts. Okay. So it is the 23rd, it looks like. And for me, it was like 4 to 6. So I'm interested to see what exactly this is going to be like. And if it's going to be, because it is an online mode. That's definitely the interesting thing, and it adds a lot of implications for the future of the game. Because it is a new mode, even though it is code activated, I am kind of expecting there to probably be more people and an easier way to jump onto this because of that reason, because it does feel like a test of a test, which is very strange, because you'd also think with it only being in Japanese that it would be region locked. But to be fair, there is not really any region locking anymore, except for like very specific games like Splatoon 3. So far, this is very similar to how regular online is working, just no VR mode. Now, I am curious because it is possible that it might be a very select amount of stages that are connected you can choose from. And maybe it's like a point-based system based on all those tracks, whoever does better. And I'm not really sure. Like, I'm not sure how to make heads or tails of this. And it's funny, though, because like the reaction of people, I haven't seen too much, but I've seen enough to see like some people being like, oh, so they'll add this brand new mode, but they won't fix the online and stuff like that. And it's kind of funny because in a sort of weird way, this could be them testing if people do want to see specific types of modes in the game, like 3-lappers. You know, like a 3-lapper only mode, and see like, okay, more people played during this mode. So maybe we should make this like a selectable option online, or, you know, do something. Oh my god, I'm just getting crushed. Dear God. But there are a lot of potential benefits to a mode like this, and it really is just 100% a testing sort of thing. Now, granted, Splatoon also has something very similar to this, but that one, there's a lot more you can do with it where that game is set up, because you can do things by having a, okay, that's annoying, but you can do things where you can only use a specific sub, like a specific sub weapon or a specific main weapon or special weapon. You can have it be to where there's only 2 people in the lobby, and I guess they could easily add things like that. You know, what if they're like, oh yeah, today's event you can only pick this specific weight class, you know, or you can only pick bikes. I don't know, like completely changes up the idea of there being a meta, and it like its own little event meta would form because it's based on very specific tracks, or it's based on very specific situations. So, you know, I mean, there's benefits, but I think it's going to be a later on thing. And it is strange, because it really is a question of, was this supposed to be dropped? And I'm not sure, because normally they would announce something like this, and I'm curious if they were just like, oh, nobody's gonna find this code. You know, let's just put in this random code, and somebody saw, hey, they have an event thing. What happens if I just poke in a bunch of numbers? Or somebody cracked into the code. Who knows? One thing about Nintendo fans is that they are completely relentless when it comes to this type of thing. You know, they want to know what's going on. You put something in front of our faces, and we're going to go crazy trying to figure out what it is and crack it instantly. Like, they probably added this, like, this afternoon, and people already found it and made videos about it. Okay, that was weird. Okay, that must have been, like, he was, like, sliding while having a crack. Why is he sliding to the right? What's doing that? I do want to say I'm sorry about the green screen right now. The way my room's set up, the blinds kind of have some light that goes into it. So there's this annoying little white line, like off to the right of me. It's like a semicolon, just above my head, and I don't know. I guess it could be an exclamation point. I could be surprised because of the new mode. However you want to phrase it, to make it look like it's good or intentional, but it's something that I probably could mask, and I'm just not going to, because the lighting is going to change. But that's going to be something that I have to figure out / deal with for the next few months, because this is actually my last semester in college, and I'll be graduating in December. So I'll be trying to find a job, going through the normal routine of being in my room and recording once again, and just having normal lighting. You know, that part will be nice. But either way, you know, I don't think, back to the game though, I don't think that I've played this intermission before, and that's kind of interesting. That could be another thing. This could be a great way to test out, like, different intermissions that they do. You know, maybe one day they're like, hey, let's add a new style of intermission where, like, you somehow go through this, like, warp pipe or this warp panel, and you go from, I don't know, like, Star Peak to Bowser's Castle. But you, like, go the exact opposite way and you warp. Or, like, they add DLC or something, and they just want to test out, like, new connection points. I don't know. There's a lot of very creative ways that they could go about this. It's like how I can get creative with this combo. I'm actually gonna save this. The problem is, though, we do have a very early shock, so if I was to bet money, I would say another shock is definitely going to be coming, probably even when we get to Desert Hill, which is unfortunate, because this is, like, the absolute perfect setup. Some might even say that having the Bullet Bill first would be better, because Bullet Bill cannot take some of those shortcuts. But I could really use this to my advantage in some great ways if I do this right. I think I am going to wait a little bit longer because there are some better cuts as long as I don't get squished. But yeah, I think I could have saved it a little bit more. Oh, dear God. Careful of the red shells. Careful of the gold shells. Do not want to get squished. But yeah, I could have saved it for here, but that's okay. Whoa, okay. We're chill. No! Oh my gosh, no. You know what? I'm still happy with that. I'm still happy with that second. Because we almost made that work. Nearly getting blue shelled outside of Bullet Bill. And then the shock in the off-road. Which did leave that mushroom, but I think a lot of people were probably having the very same thoughts, and I was able to get a slight enough breakaway. That was cool, though. I've never seen Desert Hill in reverse, and I feel like Desert Hill is one that doesn't usually come up at the end of intermission, so I really appreciated that. It would have been a bad way to end a track, but I was very curious if, like, what the link up would look like if we did go from Desert Hill to Koopa, and if I have played that before. But instead we are going to Mario Circuit, which honestly, that's completely fine. Because I feel like this is another one that doesn't really show up. The last online sessions that I've done, it's actually been more often that it's been like the top of the map. Because a lot of people really like Bowser's Castle, they really like Airship Fortress, and they like the tracks on the right. Which I can't say as I blame them. A lot of those tracks are really, really pretty. And it's just fantastic. Okay. Also, my strat right now has been bag if I need to, but don't intentionally bag. Okay, that was a really good banana spot. And it's unfortunate for me, but on the right side, we get goldens. So sometimes there is a perk to being absolutely destroyed. And for anybody who's wondering, because recently, I don't know when this will be uploaded, but recently I've been trying a lot of different combos, trying ones that I'm not really very familiar or comfortable with, just because I want difference in thumbnails and stuff. But this is my main combo. Right here is the Peach Rob combo. Now, unfortunately, this is a very, very short lap, and it came a lot sooner than I realized it would. Shock has not come up yet either. So, yep, there it is. Okay. Listen, I wasn't going to dodge it. But it is unfortunate losing that. Ooh, swoop, my guy. My guy just getting absolutely eviscerated there. All right, Golden gonna help me out heavily here. Into a Goomba, a 4th place Goomba. How about that? First time ever finishing a race in a top spot with Goomba. Yeah, I was a little bit concerned I was going to get greened by Bucky. Which apparently King Boo on Dory is purple? That's wild. I would not have guessed it would have been like this bright lavenderish purple, and that's lovely. Soon? Yeah. Wait. That's weird. Hang on, so it says connected, but it's still giving us a 3-lapper. That's strange. Because I figured it would just be 100% connected tracks. So right now, they must not have anything specific implemented. But it's basically online without the VR system. Okay. I mean, hey, that really just goes to show that this mode was not fully ready yet. Which is very interesting. Now, I could pretend like I'm gonna absolutely destroy this race, but I'm gonna be completely real with you guys. I'm really bad at Great Question Block Ruins. Honestly, that banana probably helped me. Because I couldn't commentate for a second, but also because that turn, the last few different cart combos I've been trying on it, I've just been going completely off the edge. And I'm curious if maybe it's because I've been thinking of how this vehicle combo controls. Because apparently Peach is now a lightweight when she used to be a medium weight. Okay, that definitely would explain a lot. Okay, part of me kind of wanted to just like turn visible again and just squoosh. Yeah, I wanted to be a menace. I've had some horrible luck with those, and I wanted to turn my luck around. Wow, that turn is so much better with this combo too. Okay, yeah. Rob and Peach, 100%. This solidifies. This is what I need to just do. If I'm having trouble, this is my tryhard combo. But like, it's so cute. Like, you've got the touring Peach outfit. Peach, and that's the best part. Peach has so many different outfits that you can use. Like, you can use the yukata outfit, and you can use. Wow, that's shocking. But you can use, like, farming, which, honestly, farming's fine. It's one that I haven't used yet. There's another one where she looks like a yoga mom. It's just very silly. I think that's her sightseeing one. But yeah, I just really like this one. I can't remember if it's touring or sightseeing. It's going to be really... Ooh, that's unfortunate. It's going to be really awkward if it is the one that is, like, one or the other that I've been saying. But I haven't used Peach in a while and looked at her costumes in a while. I just see this outfit and I'm like, go for it. She cute. She's adorable in this outfit. But yeah, I don't know the good cut. I still am really bad at taking the other cut. So unfortunately, we are going to get a fantastically terrible place. 12th, maybe? Okay, we got past Baby Peach. Sorry, not Baby Peach. Baby Rosa. Big difference. Oh, he jumped up in the air too. That's super cute. Thank you, Shy Guy. Okay, so we are back to being connected. We just had a little bit of a flub, though to be fair, this technically is practice for the event. But I assumed that if it was practice for the event, that it would follow all the same event rules, right? And it's not like it's like, oh, hey, here's a time trial event. Because that would be kind of cool if they did like an all mushroom time trial thing. I'd be terrible at it. I would definitely not win any of those, but you only get like 3 mushrooms the entire time. It's like, here, time trial these connected type areas, because you can't normally time trial them anyway. It wouldn't be perfect, because then I'm sure people that are doing time trials would be like, hey, why don't we just get this as like a normal mode? But I mean, that's the fun thing of it. You realistically could do anything you wanted, and it comes down to the question of what does Nintendo want to use this mode for? And we're gonna eventually find out about that, but not in tomorrow's Direct. Which, guys, I'm so excited for that. Y'all didn't know, I absolutely love Kirby Air Ride, and it's something that I've been working on for quite a long time for doing like video stuff on, but it is way not ready. But I've been having a lot of fun with that game, and a sequel would just absolutely just lighten me up so much. Even if it does take a while. Oh, please don't red me. Please don't red me. I was able to take the cut and dodge the lightning. Please don't red me. Please don't. No, come on. There's so many people. There's so many people there, man. Whatever, it's fine. The Baby Rosa got super far ahead. But yeah, I could have gotten a little bit better items, and unfortunately I didn't. But there's no VR at stake, you know? That's almost the nice thing. Is it's like, okay, I lost the race, but it's fun, you know? I could just take the punch in the arm and go. It's kind of like Splatoon 1 compared to something like Splatoon 3. Like, oh yeah, it doesn't matter. We're going Wario to Star Peak, so we're definitely going all across the area. And I have gotten this one quite a bit online. I feel like, in general, like, both of these two are fairly popular tracks. Starview more often. But I think because of that, whenever you get onto Wario Shipyard, everybody loves to try to go to Starview, because then anything leaving out of it is just really pretty. And just really cool. Speaking of super cool, there's Rosalina with the Aurora costume. I really got to try to eventually play Rosalina on this bike, because I think Rosalina is probably either a middle or a heavyweight in this game, but I'm not 100% sure. But whatever weight class she is, she's somebody that I definitely want to use, because I really do love Peach, but Rosalina is my favorite out of all of them. And I mean, to be fair, if you've been watching this channel like for a while now, you'll definitely know how much I love Rosalina and Yoshi. Oh my goodness. Yeah, the Peach love has come a little bit more recently, I'll be honest. Okay. This could be a good moment to kind of hang back a little bit. Though we do still have quite a bit to go, so I'm not super concerned about trying to bag. If we do get hit by some crazy stuff though, if we do fall back a little bit, that's okay. Alright, we did miss the double, but again, we still have a long ways to go. It's a very long commute, you know, so there's no reason to call the boss and say that we're going to be late. Because we might not be, you know, we left home a little bit earlier than usual, and we still have the potential of losing our items to a shock. So I would much rather get a lot closer. Yeah, okay, I was thinking I should probably use this soon, but honestly, that is not the best spot for a shock. There could potentially be another shock, because there is just enough time. It will save us like 30 seconds, but we have this like fairly long glider section. We got to do the loop around, and then we start the lap. And by that point, like halfway through, there is that shock potential. So I'm still not going to hold my breath. Ooh, okay. That is unfortunate. Gold Shroom isn't great. Normally by this point, I would love to fish for something like a bullet. We're in 14th now. Okay, golden is also pretty good. I think I'm gonna save this for a moment. Yeah, because then we can get further back and potentially get a fantastic item. Okay, we're gonna use this now. And then once we get onto the ground, yep, there's the shock. But we were still in glider, so we got to save ourselves a little bit. Okay, that sucks. That really sucks. It was the exact opposite. We would have been completely fine. But we didn't get hit out of the sky. So, oh, the bomb. The bomb got us 10th. All right, it wasn't pretty, but we did make it work. And honestly, it was definitely getting the fire flower there. That was the worst part for us. Okay, guys, we jumped in a brand new lobby because I felt like switching it up a little bit. And it looks like we've got some cows, we've got Mario. We had a Hammer Bro, which honestly, I think this is the first time I've seen Hammer Bro. But the most surprising part about this whole thing is that once again, we have another setup where it gave us 3 laps. So it must be like all the online percentage that currently was there before, or is currently up, and that's what is in the event tab right now. So it really must be a thing where the number was just a placeholder and they were getting it ready. There has been some speculation though, and some rumors that there is going to be something going on for Mario's 40th anniversary. Whether any of those are true or not, I really don't know, because I don't like to follow that kind of stuff. But it would be interesting if they did use this as a way to test, and then during some kind of event they're like, hey, we have this brand new mode for Mario Kart World. And you could argue against it because there is the whole thing of the dates being a specific time, though I really do think it is possible that it was supposed to be some kind of a playtest or something, or they weren't expecting people to find the code, and people found the code. It's so strange though. It really is. Like, I can't make any heads or tails of this at all. Like, the timing of it, you know, it hints that there's a bigger, like, update that's coming up. But I don't know. I've been so flabbergasted by this idea that I have not been bagging properly. I don't have coins. I'm getting hit by boomerangs. I'm using my gold in a terrible spot. Okay, it's fine. It's fine. Alright. There has been quite a few interesting shocks, and we haven't had one during this race yet. Though, glider ramp is actually not the best place to use it, so I'm going to wait a second. Okay. Everybody in front of me has gold, though. What you gonna do? What you gonna do, you know? And of course you have the one person that's all the way up in front. That's been the big thing online lately, is there's been some really amazing front runners, because everybody's trying to do bagging, so front running becomes so much more optimal because you're not getting hit by everything, and then by the time people kind of catch up a little bit, if you don't have a blue shell, if you don't have shocks, then you do run the risk of somebody getting a decent breakaway. Yeah, another thought that I had, because there's not a lot of tracks that have a situation like Airship Fortress. If you really think about it, Airship Fortress could actually go anywhere on the map. So they could have an event where it's like Airship around the world, and it's just brand new like connectors to Airship Fortress, where it's like, oh, Airship Fortress moved to the center of the map, and you can go from like Peach Stadium up to Airship. Or you can go, I know that's not like a popular one to really say, but it was one that I could think of, because I didn't want to be like, oh yeah, you know, all the pretty ones. But they could do that. They could, because they could realistically put it anywhere. Another trek that I've heard said for stuff like that is Daisy Cruiser, because there is a huge amount of sea that is just completely open. You've got a little bit of P-switch missions out there, but you could always just have Daisy Cruiser just vanish when you do the P-switch missions, and you can have, on the main map, you can just have it kind of floating around. But then maybe when it's like in an actual race where it's connected, maybe you can have it in a set place on the map. And if it's like, oh, hey, Daisy Cruiser is, you know, to one stage is connected to, it's like on the left part of the water, so you like travel more of that. You know, I think that could be potentially like something that would be interesting. You know, having those like traveling type of tracks for like, maybe not necessarily in free roam would it be that great, but in like actual connector races or for adding some varieties, it could really spice things up. And you could do that whole thing with the events too, because it's just the wide open sea. You know, you're already adding some stuff. Oh right, it's this one where you go up the spire. I've only played this like one time. That's okay. That's okay. I'm gonna stay back a little bit and get another great item. I'm sorry, we're gonna stay back and we're gonna get a boomerang. Boomerang can be good, it's just that it's not necessarily the best thing. It probably would be a lot safer to use this sooner. Okay, I'm just gonna use it now. I know that's not a good time, but I saw the red shell and I panicked a little bit. Are you kidding? Dude, that's what I was trying to avoid. That's literally, both of these things are the most useless thing you could have given me. Man, that's unfortunate. I know, I shouldn't have panicked. People are ruthless in this game, though, you know? The moment I shrank out of the Mega Mushroom, they waited for that red shell. Okay, guys, I think this is going to be my final race. So, my overall thoughts on the event mode. I think it has a lot of potential and a lot of promise. The idea that maybe there could be something later down the road when they add more rules, or they end up adding some sort of missions. It's a cool idea. You know, they could potentially add like a boss mode and have it be like you're split into two teams and you have to take down the boss before the other team or get the most points. Sure, they did it in Mario Party and it didn't fairly work the best, but when it comes to Mario Kart, like Mario Kart has done bosses and there's a lot of like cool stuff that you could do. You know, you could put them in the battle arenas. You could put them in specific type of stages. There's like any number of things that they could potentially do. But that's the problem with it though, right? Is my thoughts on it are being led by a potential, not what it currently is. And what currently is happening, we're not even playing the mode yet. But right now, it looks like it is a very limited event type of thing. It's possible they might even use this for like tournaments or something. So there's not any guarantee of what this mode is going to be like, what this is going to be set up. I could be coming up with all these ideas, and none of them could be true. Like I said, there's probably some sort of like worldwide event coming, and it would be a lot more convenient to not have to worry about, am I gonna lose VR or not if I do bad in this race or want to do like a team thing. And then you put in a code and it would essentially act as like a friend private room for stuff like tournaments or for streamers to jump into. Now that being said, there to only be 4 numbers for something like that, if that is what this is going to be, I do think that is a little bit limiting. Though, I'm sure if it is a specific thing, people aren't necessarily going to just be typing in random numbers. It's just people probably were in this case because they were curious what the heck was going on with this whole event mode thing. Like, why does this thing exist? Are we... Oh, thank you for the red shell assist. Like, what's going on here? But hey, it ended up working out as something we could do as a video, and you know, try it out. So will I actually try it out when the event starts? I don't know. I think this is going to be a very similar thing to Splatoon 3. It's one of those things where, for right now, it is nice to be able to say, like, hey, the lobby was basically full there. I didn't even realize that when I was leaving. That's nice. Yeah, the potential options that this could be, it does have some really, really interesting ideas. But let me know in the comment section what you guys think, because I'm starting to kind of talk in circles about this. Because I don't know. Am I gonna play these events? It's kind of a shrug. You know, if it does allow you to play them in practice, but like not get points, sure. But for right now, at this very second, that is not the case. That's not how that works. But at the moment, I'm chalking up to it's developer testing. It's a secret playtest that players have unlocked for themselves, and we're getting to try out something that we didn't even know was coming. And they're probably going to be like, hey, surprise, did you know this thing's coming? And everybody's going to be like, yeah, we found it, Nintendo. Be like, you know, when you're going to open presents at Christmas and your parents are like, are you surprised? And you're like, I saw that in the closet like 3 months ago. I've never experienced that, to be fair. That was the one part I was a good kid with, you know, not sneaking around and trying to find presents. But all that being said, that is going to be it for this video. If you guys enjoyed, hit that like button, show us out with them, know and love, brother, mother, sister, iguana. And as I said, let me know down below, what do you guys think this mode is going to be for? What do you think it's going to be like? And do you like the idea of what this mode is or what it could be? Thank you for watching, and keep it safe. Thank you for watching my video, guys. If you look over to the left, you can see a playlist of one of my many playthroughs on the channel, as well as a fun video up above it. And if you look over to the right, you can subscribe to the channel, as well as see another video, either from my channel or one of my friends' channels. Either way, it's sure to be a fun time. Again, thank you guys for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one. Keep it safe.